while you're touching it. There's new items like a blender, a massive blender. There is items like a boombox that when you pick it up, it gives you RGB lights and you start headbanging.
Oh, kind of like that item which forces you to turn
Twin.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. There's various items based off of body parts like a tooth, an eyeball,
Oh boy. Like
uh, a binky with a tongue, a brain with sunglasses.
oh boy. And in terms of monsters, or what made it harder in that sense?
For one, you can't do the
Ah,
healing cheat.
it's been patched out. Okay.
Yeah, in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
The prices are a little bit better overall.
More balanced in that regard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's some new items. There's a prod zap,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Kind of like
like
that
electric
cattle.
baton.
Yeah.
Yeah. A stun crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the duck bucket.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. It supposedly deals with the apex predator, with the duck mimic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so you basically just put the bucket on it and then you just leave.
So it just traps it.
Yeah, but you can also use it to like hide in and stuff.
Oh, interesting. So dual purpose. I assume that's
Yeah.
good for the huntsman, maybe. Maybe just a quick.
As long as you're not making noise.
Yeah. Oh, will
You're
it still
making
shoot? I mean, I have you tried the? Have you tested out the bulletproof capabilities of the bucket?
not yet,
I'm curious about that.
but we should. But it's like 6 to 7K.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta purposely be buying it. It's not just like it's like oh, we have money left over, let's buy it.
Well, let's see how it goes. Let's inspect our memories a bit.
Okay. Oh, did you want to do share chat?
Oh yeah. Can you send me
Okay.
a link or
Yep. I can send you a link. And I just gotta read a rice fact real quick.
already. Monkey Boy is already on the prowl.
Oiza is a genus of grasses in the family Poaceae, comprising around 20 species. This is most widely cultivated species of Oisia stavia, which includes over 4,000 varieties of rice. Oisia is native to Asia and is believed to have originated along the Yangtze River. In southern China, the genus is characterized by its annual and perennial habit, with long leaves and pedicles bearing numerous spikelets. Huh. Okay. You have stream together.
Yep.
Okay. Inspect our memories.
Maybe in another. Yeah.
Nope. Is it? Nope. It's not that one.
Maybe it's in the second one. You jump from third to. Yeah, that's the one. The most
This one?
recent. Yeah, it has the most
Yeah.
recent too. Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Set on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it. Gather the pieces thereof into it. Even every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder. Fill it with the choice bones. Take the choice of the flock and burn also the bones under it. and make it boil well, and let them sieve the bones the bones of it therein. Thus saith the Lord. Woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece. Let no lot fall upon it. So I think we're somewhere in England, maybe, judging by the language, maybe around 1650s to 1750s. And the Rhine and those words kind of, I think that's the St. James Bible, if I were to make a guess.
Maybe. We'll find out.
And this time you're starting off strong with the girl.
I know.
Where is she? Where'd she go? She came down this way, I'm sure of it. Find her. Find her. And burn her. So, the witch. Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Burn the witch, burn the witch, burn the witch. Maybe it's not England, but Salem. The language would
Maybe,
still...
but England would have also had it, though, no?
I guess it depends. I've heard more of Salem during this period than of England. There were also a lot of witch burnings in Germany, but I think that the language is very much English in that regard, the mannerisms of the text. So maybe this is Salem, like in the 1650s. I guess during the whole witch trial shenanigans. Then will I leave thee upon the land, I will cast thee forth upon the open field, and will cause all the fowls of the heaven to remain upon thee. And I will fill the beasts of the whole earth with thee. And I will lay thy flesh upon the mountains, and fill the valleys with thy height. I will also water with thy blood the land wherein thou swimmest, even to the mountains. And the rivers shall be full of thee. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land. So it's basically God cursing somebody. Basically, he's
either the witch or the people chasing the witch.
I think it's an excerpt from the Bible. Basically, somebody saying that God cursed a sinner to basically be lost into the wilderness. I assume it was very much a very real concern of people trying to conquer the U.S. back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this very much would fit with this whole Salem situation, since I've kind of studied it a long time ago as a curiosity, and this was a forested area of Massachusetts, so
yeah, that's true.
I would assume it's very much a bit kind of like the wilderness of Maine.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I seem to have lost them. Now where am I? Where should I go from here? What am I to do?
Darkness spreads as far as the eye can see. Not a ray of light shines down upon me. All that strokes my cheek are tendrils of darkness. Every passing day, every fading hour, my world is engulfed in ebony. There exists no kindness in the shadow, only solitude. I've lost track of how long I've been on the run. Maybe this is...
Oh, yeah, this is her. Wandering aimlessly, lost until I arrived at the dark forest. I no longer have anywhere to go. O Father who art in heaven, I kneel to thee within my heart and ask of thee thy blessing. O Father who art in heaven, I ask of thee to shine thy light upon me and show me the way. Please have mercy upon my soul, O Father who art in heaven. I do love thee dearly, hallowed by thy name. Please show me the way. I may be shunned and persecuted and may have no place to go, but nevertheless I am unable to give up on life to cast aside my hope. Okay, there we go. O Father who art in heaven, please guide me unto salvation. O Father who art in heaven, please guide me. I can no longer remember when my life became not but running, when it became endless wandering in the dark. And now, when I have reached the point I've long forgotten since long forgotten my hunger and thirst, my voice has become hoarse, my vision gone, blurry, and my consciousness begins sinking into a hazy morass. That mansion appears before me, wrapped in a morning fog that seems to foretell rain. This
interesting.
The mansion comes into view like the world fading after a dream. Oh. After a dream, it doesn't appear as though anyone lives here. All the windows are either boarded up or shuttered, as if it's long since been abandoned.
Interesting.
A tower which seems out of place in a personal residence stands tall beside the mansion. The whole building seems as though it could disappear within the fog. It has an unwelcoming presence, freezing me in my tracks. However, if this is where you have led me, then I shall follow your guidance. However, having nowhere else to go, this mansion is my only salvation. The light that guides my way, and so I must have faith when no matter what I find. Whether the spirits or wild beasts dwell within these walls, that this is where I'll find my peace. Is anyone there? I guess it is abandoned. That makes sense. It would be more unusual for someone to be living in a house so deep in the woods, so far from civilization, like it's been forgotten by time. I can't imagine anyone spending their days here. I place my hand on the front doors. What if I can't get in? I very much doubt I'll find anywhere else to stay wandering around through the woods. If the door doesn't open, then I'll die out here in the forest. I've come to accept as much, but I'm not really ready to forfeit my life yet. Please, open.
I think this is one of the few times when we kind of have we kind of start with the girl with white hair. Usually she comes as a secondary protagonist, I'd say. But this time she's the main protagonist, I guess.
Yeah, I think her. The door is heavy, and though it seems to protest my attempts to enter, it still opens much easier than I was expecting. I was worried over nothing. Looking in, I get the strangest impression light is being swallowed up into the mansion's depth. Rather than going inside, it feels as though I'm about to step outside the boundaries of this world. When I close the door, it's so dark I can't even tell where I'm looking. I wonder if the window's open. Though I managed to fumble my way over to a window, it's tightly shuttered and the shutters are caked with rust. I'm probably not getting it open without a fight. If only had some source of light. Can't even see my hand waving in front of my face. It feels as like the floor will fall out from under me and I'll sink into the eternal darkness if I don't watch my step. Fighting back that fear, I slowly walk forward, tracing the wall with my hand. There's a door at the end of the long corridor. I pull it open and a wisp of bone-chilling air brushes past me. Too dark to see anything, but I can feel something present in this area rather than the rest of the house. Uneasiness grips me. Is anyone there? The voice simply disappears into the void. No response. As I'm pushing forward through the freezing air, for a split second I spot a shimmer of light. Squinting my eyes, I am able to make out a large window. Unlike the others, it's not shattered, but covered by drapes. My chances are slim, I imagine, but if there's any slight possibility of getting some light in here, it's worth a shot. So I pull open the drapes.
I assume it's loading. Ah, okay.
Yeah. The next moment, faint but colorful light shines down on me. It is a stained glass window. From the beyond glass, I can hear the subtle pitter-patter of rain. I guess it finally started. The different colors of light blend into milky white dim but wondrous. It's gorgeous. Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. With a little more light, it'd be...
Please, do not touch the drapes. Or the windows.
Suddenly, I hear a voice and someone else is in the room. The man is emotionless, neither deep nor high. Before long, he comes into view, illuminated by a dull orange candlelight.
I assume we are probably in the right time this time. We are probably the owner.
I'm sorry for coming in uninvited. But, I did announce myself. The man stands there, practically blending in with the darkness. Has he been here the whole time? He's staring straight at me. His gaze wavers slightly, but not enough for me to read anything in it. The candle in his hand, the light from the stained glass windows are the only illumination in the room, neither of which are particularly bright. As a result, his outline is faint and blurred. It gives off the impression that he might vanish entirely between blinks. My apologies, I assumed the house was abandoned.
I suspect you would have preferred it to be abandoned.
Not at all. Is this, do you live in this mansion?
Yes, I have for a very long time. I thought I had... Oh.
Sorry. It's you.
I thought I had barred the front door, but it would seem I left it open. What brings you here? If you're lost, I am happy to give you directions. There is a village west of here. It should take you maybe half a day on foot. If you're in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. I feel like we've witnessed some of this before.
Wasn't this in a flashback? But I thought that was with the maid, not the white-haired girl.
I don't know. It's I just remember seeing this before. I don't know exactly when. Most likely, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was in one of those intermissions between the main stories.
I think you're right.
If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. Trade it for food at the village, then make your way to a larger town.
Please, allow me to stay here.
Could you repeat that?
I cannot go to the village. No, I cannot go anywhere. I am no longer able to freely return to any town. Being hunted.
You seem rather young to be a sinner. So you have transgressed.
I'm neither a thief nor an adulterer. If I bear any sin, then it's been with me since birth. I'll do everything I can to stay out of your way. I simply ask that you grant me shelter until it all blows over. If you wish to know of my transgressions, I will tell you. So please, don't throw me out. So, Rena helped me with another visual novel, the 100 murder cases.
The one.
It was a lover suicide.
Yeah.
And then the true ending's like, just kidding, it's a suicide, and then it's a murder suicide. It's like, what? So that's a running joke for us.
Yeah.
Anything's a murder suicide.
Yeah. Oh boy, oh
So
boy.
please, don't throw me out.
I see. And do you ask this of me, aware of how people refer to this mansion?
Pardon?
It is said that a witch once lived in this house.
Perfect, they're accusing me of being one. Fit right in.
And not just any witch, a cursed witch.
Wouldn't they all be kinda cursed?
I'm not sure. This house has been tainted by her seething hatred, and all who dwell within it meet their demise. Interesting.
But you live here, don't you?
Like her, I too am cursed.
Huh? What kind of curse?
The one thing I can tell you is that your life is in danger if you get involved with me. Should you approach my curse, I am likely to take your life.
You'll kill me?
Yes, so you do not belong here. To live with me in this mansion. Now maybe this is the inner vampire in me, but the fact that the mansion is kind of protected from night, and he said that he's liable to kill her, well, kind of gives me...
You think he a vampire?
Maybe.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. He does have, like, the white hair and the red eyes.
Yeah. Let's see
Look,
who this
like, does your vampire form have white hair, red eyes?
Well, how about you look at me right now? Go in my stream for a moment.
I'm going. Okay. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, basically I'm a half vampire. Whenever I get angry, the vampire half of me comes out to play, to dance among the mortals. Okay, but yeah, that's my lore. Okay.
Sorry, did you read this one?
I don't know. Can you go back a bit in terms of yeah, so I can. Yes, interesting.
Huh?
Everything is very censored. Yes,
It is.
I know.
Sorry, hang on.
Yeah.
It's all censored.
Yeah, makes me wonder if there is something going on.
Yeah, because some of these we definitely read.
Interesting. Yeah.
So this is all normal, and then
I think the I think the
I think it's intentional.
The dialogue, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you go back a bit?
Rip. Yeah.
Yes, sinners do not belong here. To live with me in this mansion is to sentence yourself to death. I assume that's what he meant.
I assume so too. This is gonna be hard. No matter what path I choose, I very much doubt I have a future.
Can you go back again to see if how this dialogue is censored?
Yeah.
Let me see if there's
No matter what, I
much doubt have a future. Interesting. Very interesting.
So wait, so no matter what path I choose, I very much doubt I have a future. So what's censored is no matter what path and then choose, I very much doubt I have a future. Huh.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's whole world, sometimes it's only parts of it. Interesting.
And if that's the case, then I shall live how I want. I don't care what other people say about you or this mansion. I wish to stay here. You might think I'm rather strange, but my heart tells me that I must stay here, that I was guided here. And hearing what you have to say only reinforces that.
What are you scheming?
I'm not scheming anything. I'm simply tired of running. So if your curse is going to kill me, then perhaps that's for the best. At the very least, you won't be haunting me. You won't try to flay me or tear off my arms or rip flesh from my bones. And that's enough for me. If you
have
Ah.
committed... Sorry.
It's okay.
If you have committed no sin, then why do they hunt you so fervently?
I'm accused of being a witch. Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the maid.
The maid. Master, master, please wake up. Return to me. Have you come to, master? I apologize for sending you through the door without warning. I must have given you quite the scare. But I beg your forgiveness. I heard a terrible scream from down the stairs and I panicked. You say you saw the white-haired girl? I see, so you made it into the world beyond the door before me. I am deeply relieved that I was able to take your hand before losing sight of you. I presume you have already grown familiar with the atmosphere of this time period, Master? If you've seen her, as you said, then you should have a basic grasp of the situation. You hear whispering?
Yeah. The background music
Okay.
is kind of whispery, yeah.
She was a very misfortunate girl in this era, accused of being witch and abused and persecuted. Her life was in constant danger. It was, again, her appearance that brought this upon her. That snow-white hair and those ruby-red eyes clearly differentiated her from everyone else. Oh, and I apologize. I neglected to mention that this door is unique. As for what set it apart, that will be made clear as we proceed through one difference in this time period. The tales I've shown you began with that of a beautiful flaxen-haired family, followed by the tale of a bloodthirsty beast, and then the tale of steel of an ambition, proceeding in chronological order. However, the door we just entered takes us to the period now known as the Middle Ages, long before the other three tales.
Okay, so it's long before the discovery of the New World, so I was pretty wrong in assuming that it was in Salem. Usually,
when else? Sorry.
Usually, the witch trials of Europe happened during the Renaissance, like during the Protestant ages, like around 1450s.
Was that when the Middle Ages was?
No, that's much later. That's during the flaxen hair period. The first chapter.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind
Let's
of.
find out more.
Witches weren't really that persecuted during the Middle Ages, so it's kind of they were more seen as the doctors of the Middle Ages of the local villages. So yeah, this is you would go there if you wanted a cure for a disease that they would concoct a tincture or a tea for you or something like that. So to be persecuted this bad during the Middle Ages, it's really out of character for the people back then, especially since depending on the region of Europe, paganism was still very much a thing, especially in the Germanic areas. Like Christianity wasn't really in the majority, and especially in Germany, it was kind of a mix between a form of Christianity called Arianism and local Germanic beliefs, especially in the more recluse villages. So yeah, this is is out of character for to be hunting witches. You could say that this was probably the golden era of witchcraft. At least.
Yeah, so then if so his name is Mikael, right? Or
Yeah,
Michel?
Michelle. Yeah,
W-
it's
w- Would it, because that's a
French.
French name?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it comes from Latin, so maybe. I mean, the whole Michael and it came from Hebrew originally, but the Michael Michel kind of name came from ecclesiastic Latin in the places like France or England. So, like it's kind of. I mean, I would say that it probably started. The Middle Ages probably is around the 400 to 900. Not 900, but maybe 1200. 400 to 900. Or 1200, depends on how long you're willing to stretch it. And good night, Nathaniel.
Night, Daniel.
So yeah, this is a very interesting period. If by most modern scholars, witchcraft wouldn't have been so frowned upon during this period. So.
I guess we'll find out what's up then.
Yeah, I mean, how should I put it? The missionaries, or however you want to consider them, the saints, or basically the Christians that are starting to convert the pagans in this period, are basically very live and let live for this period. They aren't exactly trying to antagonize the people. So trying to hunt a witch during this period is very out of character for the Christians. So yeah, it's.
Well, is this during a time where, isn't the Inquisition where they would go around and spreading the religion and stuff? No.
No, the Inquisition came much later during the Renaissance, and it lasted up until even during Columbus' time. Basically, think of it like the first chapter, when the flaxen hair. That's when the Inquisition actually started. If this is before that period, then there is no point to the Inquisition. Yeah. This point in the Middle Ages, the Middle Ages kind of defined the period between the fall of Western Rome, so around 476 AD, something like that, or let's say 5th century, and some would say that around 1200 to 1400, depends on how long you're willing to call it. There are kind of like two periods. You can kind of say you can say the early Middle Ages, which is around 500 to 900, and the High Middle Ages, which is around 900 to up until the Renaissance. But yeah, what you saw in the first chapter was clearly the early stages of the Renaissance. So yeah, this is very. During the middle part of the Renaissance is when the Inquisition kind of started gathering steam. So yeah, this is very interesting. Ashley is here.
Ashley,
come on in. So I guess we now have to divvy up the female roles now.
Just trying to think of a way that will make sense. Because I'm sure they'll introduce more new characters.
I mean, judging by...
At least this way you're not talking to yourself anymore.
Yeah. Well, hello, Ashley.
Hello, Ashley.
Hi. Did I miss anything?
Basically kind of like the exposition part of the chapter.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, I see.
Sorry. I was trying to get you guys a little bit bigger on stream, but it was still connected to the thing. There we go.
Let me also make both of you a little bit bigger, on the Fugi side. We're basically kind of wondering what to make of the situation in the story. Basically, the main storyline is that we're kind of in a mansion and we're trying to get our memories back as a master. We are being helped by a maid. And every door she's kind of like a witch that's tied to the mansion we're in. And we are kind of like a master of the house. And every so often there is a door we go through, which kind of takes us into a different place and time, where the only common denominators are the mansion itself, the maid that helps us, and another character which is kind of like the white-haired girl. So these are the only common denominators. The story can take place pretty much everywhere. We've gone through 1400 Germany, 1800 USA, 1680s Spain. So right now we're kind of in the Middle Ages. So I'd say
Middle Ages.
Yeah, I'd say around maybe the late Middle Ages.
Yeah, we're about to find out more.
Yeah. Basically, do you want to
house. Want to what?
Can you repeat? Sorry, I kind of prevented you from talking a bit.
No worries. So, asked if I want to read, right?
Yes. Do you want to let Ashley be the white-haired girl this time?
Sure.
Nadia. So I think maybe the maid will probably come in here and there, and you will be the maid. I'll be Michelle, the male character, and then we'll see about Ashley being the white-haired girl. She's kind of like the main protagonist of all of this.
Okay. I'm the main. Wait. Male or main?
Main.
The words are the
One
main.
of-
Okay, the words are too close to each other, so I got confused.
The protagonist, I'd say. I mean, it's kind of. We are. There is the master, but he's kind of like an afterthought. He's kind of like an observer.
Well, we're about to find out the truth of the witch and your identity.
And the master's identity.
Yeah, you both will have to guide me on this, because I don't know what's going on.
No
That's what
worries.
dimensions curse guides you through time. That's all I know.
Yeah. Basically, when you see the white-haired girl as a character name, then you'll read her dialogue basically, and I think in this case, Nadia is the maid. She's kind of narrating narrating to us, the master.
So we can, when it's your turn to read, Ashley, we can kind of give you the heads up if it's not super obvious, because sometimes you have characters interjecting as well. So
Yeah, I
we'll let you
noticed
know.
since I played Review on the Suspect at some point. I know some stories just have the narrator over the character's face. So it's not always the
Yeah.
character first right way speaking.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes.
I will
So,
see.
By the
there
way,
you go.
do you want to stream it, Ashley?
I don't really know. Usually my community likes more, how can I put it, more action or adventure oriented games. They're not into reading visual novels. They would probably be bored the first 10 minutes of the visual novel.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, I don't think I can stream this one.
okay.
But I'll let them know about we're collabing on it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you see everything in terms of the Discord stream and
I'm
if
just
you're
taking
ready.
a look at I'm just taking a look at the game through here for the voice chat
Okay.
you're sharing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at the stream directly, but I will tell people that I'm gonna be in the stream.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Mhm.
The
This will be
mansion.
my. Oh, sorry. No, no, no. Sorry, I was just
Okay.
mumbling. Sorry.
No worries. The mansion, the curse, the truth of the witch, and your identity. All of this should be made known. If, after this tale, you're still unable to reclaim your old self, then there is nothing more I can do. This door contains the last tale I am able to tell you. So I ask of you, please do not let go of my hand until it's all over. Now then, let us begin a beautiful, tragic love story of two solitary souls trapped in a mansion of darkness. In that era, the mansion was a dungeon draped in darkness. After a great deal of time on the run, the white-haired girl found herself at a remote mansion that stood in a dark, overgrown forest. All the windows were either boarded or shuttered, and it was even darker inside the house than out. Not even a ray of moonlight could enter those walls. Only naturally, the white-haired girl had assumed that nobody lived there. But her guess was incorrect. Someone did indeed dwell in the house. It was a young man named Michel. Though she could not make out the details of his face in the candlelight, she thought him a very handsome man. However, he proclaimed to her that a witch resided within the mansion and that he too was cursed. Everyone who got close to him lost their lives. Do you think that what he told her was all nonsense? A lie devised to chase her out of the house? The truth of the matter shall come to light in time. Despite Michelle's assertions, the white-haired girl decided she would take up residence within the mansion. This era's white-haired girl was younger than the others. She's still in her early teens, young enough to be seen still as a child. But she was neither as self-centered nor irresponsible as you might expect of someone her age. She's very delicate and reserved, and acted with a great deal of modesty and restraint. The accusations of her being a criminal and a sinner were grossly inappropriate. Nevertheless, she was still chased from her home, barely managing to flee to this mansion with her life. Now, the white-haired girl thought it would be rude to simply take up space in the mansion, so she chased down the master, Michel, and asked. So this is where you come in.
Is there anything I can do to help? I will clean or cook or do anything. Just let me know. I want to repay you for allowing me to stay here.
You need not feel indebted to me. The weight of that obligation will only turn into disdain.
But I can just stay here and do nothing.
Do whatever you like. As long as
As long as...
you do not enter my room. That is all I ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
He said emotionlessly, turning away and walking off. Michelle was not, I believe, spurning her, he was merely disinterested. He did not treat her disrespectfully, nor did he seem averse to her presence. Words simply did not seem to affect him at all. Not only was the mansion a prison for his body was also a prison ensnaring his heart. Sorry, go ahead.
This is you, Ashley.
I should still do whatever I can.
But she did not let that get her down. In fact, she might have even interpreted his disinterest as kindness. Though he was a bit standoffish, he did not attempt to cause her harm. He was nothing like the people who had accused her of being a witch and forced her to flee for her life. And she was deeply grateful for that. Thus began their quiet life together. Michelle, who ordered contact with others, and the white-haired girl, who had taken a great deal of abuse from others. Two people who knew hardly anything about one another, who were too distant to really said to be living together. Mikhail spent most of his days in his chambers, so they only ever saw each other occasionally, and they hardly ever spoke. Though they stayed in the same house, they both still lived solitary lives. Nonetheless, the white-haired girl wanted to get to know Michelle better. She wanted to know why he called himself cursed. Why he lived alone in this dark mansion. How many days, how many years had he spent here in solitude? And while she waited for the opportunity, she also started doing things around the house. The first project she set out to take care of was cleaning. Windows were all firmly shut. Her only source of light was candles. For whatever reason, there was a great deal of candles stored in the cellar. She wondered where on earth he had acquired so many, but she never found the opportunity to ask him. It was difficult to even see all the dust and cobwebs with only candlelight, considering the poor airflow through the house. She was afraid her efforts were going to be in vain. Still, she persisted, sweeping and wiping things down, one room at a time. Eventually, she made her way to the library. The dust had settled there was much heavier than in other rooms. With each breath, she had to fight back coughs. It was not a room one would normally be comfortable spending much time in, but the sight of so many bulky volumes lining the shelves sent her heart aflutter with delight.
They're books. Incredible. Even books.
The white-haired girl had never seen a book before. She had heard people describe them, but that was the first time she had ever seen one for herself. Parchment was a very valuable commodity in that era. It was something monks or scholarly priests made use of, and not a material one could easily acquire without some degree of social rank. Books were not printed with machines, but copied by hand. A single volume took an incredible amount of work to create. Even the process of binding was an art. Standing before the shelf, she stared intently at the spines.
There's so much dust. Does he not lay down any of it? Just a peek. Just a tiny little peek.
she said, making excuses to the empty room as she reached her hand towards one of the books. The tome that caught her eye was on the upper shelf. It bore gorgeous jade embossing, and it looked like it belonged in a treasure chest.
Almost.
Though she tended to act older than her age, the white-haired girl was still in her early teens and not especially tall. Even standing tiptoe, it was just barely within reach. At long last, her slender fingers made contact with the spine, and she began to pull the book towards her. The library had sat abandoned for some time, causing the covers to stick together.
I assume she fell down.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Wow. So when she attempted to pull one out, several others tilted with it. And then... almost all the books on the shelf came avalanching down onto her.
Wow.
The white-haired girl groaned, buried under a mountain of parchment. She hoped she had not damaged any of her host's valuable collection, for the mess was enough of a setback already in her attempt to express her gratitude. Looking around, she saw one volume that was almost torn in half. She didn't know whether it was in that condition before or if it happened after the fall, but nonetheless she felt horribly guilty. Sitting there, unable to get back to her feet, tears began to well in her eyes. And suddenly a shadow fell over the dejected girl. It took a book in its hand and turned it to the shelf. For a brief moment, the shadow's hand reached hesitantly towards the white-haired girl, then changed course towards another book. It was Michel. There was a hint of perplexity in his otherwise emotionless eyes. Perhaps he had heard the noise and came to see what had caused it?
I'm so sorry. For books,
What were you doing?
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make a mess. I didn't mean to damage such precious books.
There is no need to panic.
Sorry.
You make it sound as though I'm admonishing you.
What?
Did you want to read a book?
I don't. And that's not what I originally came here to clean.
Clean?
Yes. I feel guilty simply being idle.
I did say you could do as you pleased, but you have no responsibility to clean anything.
I just ended up making a bigger mess anyway. I'm sorry.
You needed to apologize.
Okay.
If you want to read, help yourself to any of the books.
I don't know how to read. Just thought the cover was pretty, so I wanted to hold it.
You're free to use them however you wish. If looking at them is enough for you, by all means.
These are all your books, aren't they?
They are.
It's incredible. You have so many. It must have taken you a long time to acquire them all.
One per month.
What?
My family sends me one every month.
Every month?
Nadia?
Yeah, I was just cracking my arm.
Ah, okay.
The white-haired girl turned her gaze back towards the shelves, squinting her eyes and beginning to count. When she finished, she was in awe. There was an excess of 100 books on the shelves, which meant he had lived here in solitude for many years.
Hmm.
She was at a loss for words.
They're dull tomes, dreadfully inoffensive and not even interesting enough to waste a few hours with. Decoration is all they're good for.
I see.
If you can put them to some use, then perhaps my having them won't be entirely meaningless anymore. I'm going to return to my room. Don't feel obligated to clean up.
Just a minute.
Was there something else?
You tell me your name? Just realized I never asked for your name. Not knowing what to call you will make conversation awkward.
You don't need my name too.
I want to know.
Michelle.
Michelle. Like the angel. The name suits you quite well.
It suits me.
It does. Although it's difficult to see you in the dark, you seem to be a very handsome man, befitting of your name.
I beg to differ. Giving me his name is the highest form of mockery. I expect the real Archangel is probably rather annoyed by it.
I don't know. I think it's a wonderful name.
And you're? No, never mind. Oh boy, this game really likes to tease us with her name. Hey.
Honey, my name is Giselle.
Oh, we finally got a name to her.
Did we ever get the maid's name?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh. Well, you know what? We should save, actually.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. Okay.
So now we have a name.
Please call me Giselle. Oh, thank goodness.
For what?
But I was able to get your name and talk to you for a little bit.
Nadia, can you check a bit the logs for a bit? Just curious. Oh. Interesting.
Giselle is cleared out.
Yeah. So before you came in, we kind of noticed this during the logs, that certain things are very much censored.
I think it's because of the mystery of the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
That's why. Look,
yeah,
like saying I think it's a wonderful name, that also got censored for some reason.
yeah, yeah.
Has to be a mystery.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that it continued like this. We just noticed it like 5 or 10 minutes before you came in. We were just discussing the implications of it.
Yeah, the game is playing mind games with the viewers as well, not just the characters.
Yeah, pretty much.
I haven't seen much of each other since they first arrived, so I'm glad that I got to hear your voice. So very glad.
You gain nothing by speaking to me. You have no responsibility to do so, and there is no need for you to feel joy about it.
I'm not placed out of some sense of responsibility or necessity.
I wonder, because normally when we learn a character's name, it automatically switches the name. It still hasn't switched to Giselle, so I wonder if the
That's
white-haired girl is technically in place of someone.
Maybe.
Maybe she's the memory of someone else. Maybe that's why it's changing.
Yeah.
I have two theories about it.
It's a fake memory.
That's one, I guess. Maybe that's the third one. Maybe one is that she's using a fake name for some reason. A second one is kind of like either throughout the ages, this is the only time when we got to hear her name, and maybe it changes through the rest of the stories. Maybe it's a
possible.
temporary
Well,
name.
it's not.
Then again, she also fled from everyone because they were judging her and calling her a witch. So
Yeah,
it's not impossible she hid her name all the time because she felt judged.
maybe.
Well, because all the other stories, she always remained the white-haired girl. Then
Yeah.
any new characters were eventually introduced and then given their name.
Yeah,
But
So
she always
basically
consistently remained white-haired.
yeah.
So she basically meets everyone in all the other stories. She's present in all stories.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
reincarnation in a way. There are
Interesting.
basically three main things throughout all stories. There's the mansion, which is
Let's
which-
mention, yeah.
then there is the white-haired girl, which always makes her way to the mansion in one way or another. And then
And the
there's
master, which is always here, right?
the maid actually. The master
The
differs.
maid.
The
Interesting.
Yeah, the masters differ throughout the ages. Like, there is no consistency with the masters. The only consistency are these three factors: the mansion, the maid, which in this case she's not made herself known yet. Kind of odd.
Maybe
So,
the maid
if this is-
immortal.
So we were thinking that, or that she's the witch. She's also kind of mentioned that the witch is someone else. But it could also be that this is a time before she was a maid.
Yeah, there's also the fact that
Maybe.
during the previous story, it was she kind of
Took a back seat.
not only that, but whenever she was present in the last story, she kind of made to the listener known that she has lived for many centuries. So it's not like the white-haired girl well, Giselle in this case. Let me make it Giselle. Let me make her Giselle for brevity. It's not like she reincarnates with a clean slate, no memories of the previous times. The maid.
Maybe the maid is the witch, but she's disguising herself as the maid to keep an eye on the mansion and
Yeah.
her stumbles upon it.
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I just need a quick bathroom break.
No worries.
No worries. We said that at the same time. That's funny.
I think it's something that us Romanians tend to do when it comes to talking with
Same brain
people.
cell.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is
So,
the first time actually reciting visual novels. Never done this before.
well,
But I
you're,
did read visual novels.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like we had the theater stuff to do either in school. Or at least in my school I had.
The music
So
is
we never
very
got
good.
to yeah. It is.
So the maid always, she always feels like she knows whatever is going on, and she's
Oh yeah.
yeah, she's kind of
Mhm.
lived throughout the ages. That's what we feel like. While
Yeah.
whenever we switch stories, there's always a new master, and every time a new white-haired girl comes to the mansion, like
Yet the same maid works under the new master of the
yeah,
mansion.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. She's
Really
the maid is kind of
suspicious.
linked to the mansion in a way. Like she hasn't really
Yeah.
she's always inside the mansion, even when action takes place outside of the mansion, like during well, like outside of a certain village, outside of the mansion itself, like in a village or a town, depends where the mansion is. The maid is always inside or on the premises, like in the garden of the mansion. So yeah, it's weird in that regard. It's it's kind of difficult because the narration is kind of like a story within a story, only with four stories. We're kind of at the fourth story right now, and there are only a few tidbits we can take regarding the maid and the white-haired girl that are relevant to the main storyline, where we as the master are trying to figure out who we are. We kind of have amnesia,
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
maid is kind of trying to help us get our memories back, and
I see.
that's why she makes us go through these four stories, trying to figure out which time period
Which
and
story?
region do we belong to.
So she's trying to figure out which story is the truth, the real memories.
I mean, there have always been masters, but we're one particular master, and for some reason, we just have amnesia, and right now we're trying to figure out which of these stories resonate with us, which makes us think, hey, I kind of feel like this is my story.
Her story?
Yeah, uh, this is the fourth.
Hmm.
This is the fourth story. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting once we figure out our own name.
Ah, no. One of my friends tried to give me spoilers about the game. Nope. Censoring that. They tried to tell me what the maid and the master are, lady. Nope.
Ah, spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Not saying anything. Like, I'm not uncovering my censor bar. Yep, that's what this they wanted to say. After the revelations, you realize that your identity is dot dot dot. Not clicking that.
Yep.
That would ruin the fun of the story.
Yeah.
Even if we know, even if we would find out what is really.
Well,
The
judging
yeah,
by how long each chapter lasts, I think
is this the last chapter or
the last story, I
so
guess,
this is the final then, right?
that's how we feel like it. It's kind of like we've kind of reached the
Hmm,
climax during
interesting.
the time with the maid, where we kind of figure something out that's wrong with her. Like she has uh, an amnesia, and somebody within the mansion told us, hey, be
Hmm.
careful around the maid. She can get pretty aggressive, but
Oh yeah,
she, yeah. So I think we're in the final story, in my opinion. Maybe I'm, and usually it takes about takes about 3 streams to get through each chapter of or each story. Like 3 hours per stream, so about 7-8 hours in total for a story, and then 1 hour in terms of just figuring out intermission. You know the term intermission, right? Like what's going to happen between the stories. There is that.
Interesting.
Yeah, during the intermission, we kind of are the original master, the one with amnesia, and we are talking to the maid, trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Like most of the time, yeah, the stories are all nice and have their own lore, but only small parts actually matter to the bigger story. So you can come in whenever you want, basically, and as long as you're starting with with the with the story, with the little story, you won't be so confused about what's going on. Like you noticed that the white-haired girl Giselle just basically got thrown out of her village. She fled because she was called a witch, and she made it to the mansion. And now we're basically seeing that she's trying to interact with Michelle, the master of the mansion, and that's all we know of this story so far. And we'll slowly get more out of it. But
Since this is the last chapter, yep, in 1099, an incarnation of the white and girl flees to the mansion from persecuting villagers. Yep. This is the last story,
not
which
so.
will have clearly plot twists. Yep.
Okay.
This is the last story, but it also appears that it will be the longest out of all of them.
Ah.
The twists and everything. So it's going to be the longest story out of all 4 of them.
Okay. Interesting.
Some people said it takes about 40 hours to beat this game. Damn.
I mean, each story kind of took 3 streams for me and Nadia. Would you say that's accurate, Nadia?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry.
And about 3 hours per stream is our average. So about
Yeah, so it takes about 9 hours per chapter.
yeah, and this
So now chapter, and you're in the 4th and last chapter.
and apparently this is longer, according to Ashley. She received a bit of a link from a friend who's played the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this may take a
They
bit
wanted
longer.
they wanted to give me spoilers, and I told them no spoilers. Just tell me how long the game is.
Yeah.
And they told me the game is like 40 hours long usually to finish it. And this is supposedly the last chapter, last story, because it has it reveals plot twists and other stuff throughout the chapters.
Yeah. There's also
The longest story.
there's also a side game from what Nadia told me a while ago regarding the maid, if I remember correctly. Maybe we'll play it.
The witch.
Yeah.
Side story.
Requirement of a Dream, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Side story.
Yeah, it's kind of like a game that has a side story about the witch from this game. So it's kind of like a DLC in a way.
The Requiem for Innocence.
Oh yes, Requirement of Innocence.
Yeah.
Requiem for Innocence and then Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, well, once we'll do this story, we'll try the Requiem for Innocence or Requiem of Innocence, and after that we'll see which game we'll try. Maybe we'll. You mentioned You gave me free ideas, Ashley. If you're willing to continue
Yes.
with us, then we'll switch to those free visual novels. And
Really? Oh, it's quite a few of them. Let me see. House in Fata Morgana, Steam.
yeah,
Requiem for Innocence, also on Steam. Reincarnation, not on Steam. Seventh Layer, also on Steam. And Mojo no Erasmus, the Erasmus Two-Faced Stories. Also
awesome.
not on Steam. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think this is something that you need to read now, Ashley.
Sorry.
No worries.
I mean, I just depressing. Not being able to have a conversation with someone living in the same house.
You do not understand me at all. As I said on that first day, my curse will one day kill you.
I'm still alive, aren't I?
You're welcome to believe I am lying, or that I am merely out of my mind. But it will be too late when you realize the truth.
I'll be fine, I'm sure. And even if I do die because of your curse, I promise I won't hold a grudge. Will you possibly be keeping away from me out of concern?
No, I simply have no interest in interacting with anyone.
I'd like to interact with you. If you don't mind, that is...
As I told you, you have nothing to gain from that. I have nothing, not even words, to give you. My body is but a shell, even if I were not cursed. My presence would do naught but cause you discomfort.
I don't think that's true. I don't believe that there's anyone in this world with absolutely nothing. There's plenty inside you. You simply haven't noticed it yet. And not all of it will only cause others pain either.
If you truly believe those words, then you are a foolhardy girl. How can you trust someone you only just met? For that matter, how do you not resent everyone?
Resentment?
I can take a guess as to why people call you a witch and why you had to flee all the way to this mansion. Your white hair and red eyes. That abnormal, seemingly inhuman appearance drew their condemnation.
Ugh.
And I can think of any number of reasons they might have started treating you less than human. Perhaps people around you experienced misfortune, or perhaps there was a natural disaster, a famine, a plague. Some kind of external phenomenon. And you were their scapegoat.
It's, or by and large, correct.
Then what would make me as unworthy of your trust as anyone else? I make no claim to having your interests in mind. Goodbye.
If you don't mind, could you teach me how to read sometime?
Loading.
Did you listen to anything I said?
I listen, yes. I have no intention of vitalizing you. I don't expect you to do anything for me, and I don't wish to burn you in any way. I simply wish to be allowed to be at your side. It does not matter to me what kind of person you may be. That is all I want. I apologize for keeping you. Please consider it, if it's not too much trouble.
As the master of the house, Michel made his way out of the library. He appeared to be slightly rattled. Perhaps the white-haired girl's determination had ignited something in his changed heart. Or perhaps it was something else. She stared towards the darkness into which Michael had disappeared. Then she carefully wrapped her arms around the jade-embossed tome, a soft smile spreading across her lips.
The discernment, I'm sure of it. But like he and I,
and thus began to blossom within her a faint sense of fellowship as someone who also knew solitude. Oh.
Did you read the messages?
Yeah, I have it up to see the messages.
Minecraft. Some business is to describe him as a when he's silent.
Yeah, what can I say? Whenever dots are, I just say
Yeah, I'm just making casual sounds. Mention that and just making random casual sounds.
I think this is.
It had been about a week since the white-haired girl had taken up residence in the mansion. Staying in the house deprived of light was, I imagine, a very claustrophobic experience. To anyone blessed enough to have sunlight as part of their everyday lives, it would have been unbearable. But for her, the mansion, with its prison walls and lacks of either illumination or recreation, was the one place she could find respite. She and Michel continued to be distant, however. He spent most of his time in his chambers, which he explicitly told the white-haired girl to stay out of, leaving her unable to close that gap. Nonetheless, on the occasions they did cross paths in the hallway, their eyes would meet, if but briefly. It was never for more than a few seconds. Whenever she saw him, she made a point of giving him a smile. He never said anything, but still, when she had first arrived, he would not have even met her gaze. He seems to be taking more and more of a notice of her.
Yeah. Do you want to take up the role of Giselle for now? Until.
Yeah, I can cover for her. Yeah, I can cover for her till she's back.
No worries.
No worries. Let me just turn my ear. Okay. On the day the white-haired girl stood in the cellar, frown on her face. Well, this is troubling. I can't go down to the village, but if we don't do something soon... The cellar was where their food was stored, an assortment of non-perishable and dry foods, smoked meats and cheeses. Her daily meals were taken from the supplies here. However, the stockpile was beginning to grow quite small. Were she not on the run, she'd have gone to the village to procure more. Or perhaps where she was a little tougher, she could have captured a wild animal for its meat.
Hey, Queen. Hey. Thanks for lurking. I wonder. We still haven't met the maid of this. I mean, we still haven't met the maid in this era. So it.
No, in.
Oh my!
Sorry.
I wonder
fucking
what will.
My life just flashed.
What will
Oh
happen?
my god!
Yeah.
would've
I also realized, we haven't. Normally, we'll see like a picture of the girl. We haven't seen a picture of her yet either.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, to be fair, it's before the Flaxen, before the era of the Flaxen siblings. So I think that's when the portrait was painted around that era. And we saw it in the last chapter, which happened around the 1800s, 1860s or 1870. Interesting.
But Master, you know a young delicate thing like her was hardly up to the task of hunting for food. How does he normally get his supplies, I wonder? From there, other questions about Michelle started rising in her mind. No matter how lifeless he seemed, surely he had to eat, right? The white-haired girl nodded, then made her way out of the cellar and tended to head for his bedchamber.
You want a bit of a guess? Maybe
That
he's
Gisella's the maid.
No, I mean that could be something. That would be an interesting thing. But maybe maybe the maid is actually kept in his bedchamber, and he's feeding on her.
But then how is she coming back?
I mean, she's probably still alive. She's just being kept in the bedroom. The master, I mean, Michelle did say, please avoid my bedroom. So maybe she's kept there. Maybe in chains? Something like that?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But on her way there, she spotted him standing by the entrance, staring motionless at the door, lit by a single candle. He appeared to be waiting for something. May I ask you a question?
Go on.
I was just down in the cellar and I noticed we are running low on food. Do you normally go down to the village to restock?
I haven't been outside in 10 years.
Then how do you...
What if I told you I don't eat?
What?
That I am not of this world. And as such, I have no need of sustenance. What would you think of that?
That sounds very, economical? If you can survive without having to eat, that's one less thing to worry about. If it were possible, I'd like to have that ability too.
It would seem trying to frighten you is a waste of time.
What, was I supposed to be afraid?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. You asked about the food in the cellar. It's getting to be about that time. Wait, and you will find out. Maybe it restocks itself automatically? Magically?
Maybe. Either that or someone's sending it to him, like the family that sends the books.
Maybe.
What do you...
It's here. If you want to know where my supplies come from, open the door.
But, I'm in hiding.
There's no one at the door anymore. The knock is nothing more than a signal. Yeah, something happened, right?
Yeah, hang on. A signal. Okay. The white-haired girl turned towards Michelle to press him for more information, but he averted his gaze. Find the answer yourself, he seemed to be saying. She took several moments to gather her will, then marched over to the door. So bright. The sunlight, which had not been seen in some time, was so bright it seemed to burn her eyes. Although the sun itself had not gotten any brighter, she had simply spent so much time in the dark her eyes no longer were accustomed to that much light. The color of her eyes made them quite sensitive to light already, so when she stepped outside, her whole world went bone white. The white-haired girl stood motionless for 10, perhaps 15 seconds, and when her eyes finally adjusted to the light... What's this? She noticed a crate on the ground at her feet. She turned her head back to ask Michael about the box, but the mansion was so dark it appeared to be wholly separate from the outside world. From where she stood, she was unable to distinguish Michelle from the shadows. As a pang of nervousness struck her, she wanted to return to that darkness as quickly as possible. The white-haired girl had came to yearn for that world without light more than the one with. The crate was fairly hefty. The slight-built girl had considerable difficulty bringing it into the house. Eventually, she did manage to drag it through the front door. And then everything went dark once more, except the faint flicker of the candlelight floating in the air.
Hey, Pat Neko. Welcome, welcome. You can leave it there. I'll take care of the rest.
What's... Okay, it's loading. Oh. Without a word, Michelle approached her in the box, withdrawing a knife that had evidently been kept somewhere hidden on his person. With it, he cut through the rope that bound the box.
Go
on.
Go
sorry.
on, open it up.
At his insistence, she placed her hand upon the lid. She had no idea what lay inside this unexpected delivery. Whoever had brought it was already long gone. Staring at the strange box, she was racked with nervousness. However, what she found when she pushed aside the lid was completely ordinary food.
Is something amusing?
It was just rather anticlimactic. Here I was worried about what might be inside.
We were just talking about the supplies in the cellar.
So, we were. it completely slipped my mind. This should last us for some time. It's all preserved, just like what's in the cellar. I don't understand. Who would deliver all of this to you?
There should be a book in there as well.
What? Okay, it's loading.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. In the library, he said. That his family sends him one book a month. Does that mean this box came from them? If so, they didn't... If so, then why did the person who delivered this leave without speaking to him? What happened to him and his family? Is he here because they want him here? Or is it because he chose to be here?
Take the book to the library, please. I will bring the rest of the supplies to the cellar.
But it's a big box, not socks. It's a big box. I'm sure you could use some help carrying it.
That won't be necessary. Take the book and go.
But...
Fine, then stay here. I'll take care of everything.
Wait, hold on, please.
What is it?
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. And, I'm not trying to pry, but... I can't help but be curious. See, what...
Say what you have to say, please.
I was wondering if you could tell me why you live here in this mansion. Why did whoever delivered this box leave before you even opened the door? Could you perhaps be in prison here?
I told you this the very first day. I am cursed. It's only natural for a cursed man to live in a cursed house.
Yes, but that's such a big answer. I don't understand why you're in the situation that you are. There's so much I don't know. And I'm not even sure if your curse actually exists.
I see. That is a perfectly reasonable doubt from your point of view. Having been branded a witch because of your appearance. It would make sense that you would think my curse might be fabricated, or perhaps a metaphor for something else. Alright then. Come with me.
What?
I'll show you my curse.
As he turned on his heel, the white-haired girl caught a glimpse of what appeared to be a smirk on his face, like the whole thing was some kind of sick joke. That smile carved into his mask was far colder than any look of annoyance or rejection. But despite the twinge of nervousness, she still followed after Michael. As much as he might have stood out in the crowd with such height and long hair, his presence almost seems entirely corroded away
By the darkness.
by the darkness.
Out of curiosity, are you streaming from a dark place right now? Because it feels like today you're struggling a bit with the text.
A little, but my eyes are just super blurry today because of my allergies.
Oh, okay. I was
I
wondering.
took medicine, so I'm just waiting for it to kick in.
Okay,
You might
that's.
also,
Hmm?
you might
Yeah.
also need to change the luminosity of the brightness of the game if it's allowed.
It might be
Yeah,
just blurriness.
Yeah, well, they're itchy too. When I went to the bathroom was to try to help with that, and they're like red.
Oh boy. Hay fever?
Yeah. I live with cats, but I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, okay.
That's not okay.
Well, I can't help it. I love cats. I love them. I suffer because I love.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Thank you, Zephy. Hope you had fun playing Repo. I'm good. I just need a second just scratch.
Okay. I'm just doing my rounds and whatnot. Oh, you're at work? Pat Neko. Hope you enjoy it. At least this is mostly you can kind of see it as a mostly audio type of stream. Like
It's
one of
a bar stream. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that would be.
just without
Yeah, it would be kind of like a radio show in a way.
Luna was telling me about your guys' podcast last night.
Yeah. Luna Moon started a podcast in VR chat. We've done two episodes. It's a bit on the rough side in terms of how we're doing it. There are a few things that need ironing out, but yeah, I guess it's work. I'm doing my lurker thing.
Yeah. I mean, with it just being the second episode, you guys just gotta find your flow and balance of it.
Yeah, that's mostly it. The biggest issue right now is kind of like we kind of don't know when to stop talking over each other. That's the big problem right now.
I mean, when I do 14 with Daniel and Rena on Saturdays, all three of us will still wait to see if someone else is gonna talk, and when no one else does, we still all talk at the same time.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hopefully you enjoy the show, Pat Neko. So do you want to hop back in, Ashley?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No need to be sorry, Pat Neko.
She felt that she could simply fade away into nothingness at any moment.
Yes, it happened.
Many things are buried here. I think this is Ashley, right?
Huh?
Mice, insects, Wild cats and dogs.
Oh, hey, he's touching grass.
Have you ever thought it strange how little life there seemed to be around this mansion?
You're right. I haven't seen a single creature since I arrived. The only sound you can hear is the wind blowing. Now that you mention it did seem peculiar.
They were all killed by me. Or rather, they
Curse?
lost their lives because of me. Yeah, I assume the curse. You have your answer now.
A butterfly fluttered its way into the ruined garden, dancing up and down through the air. Michel held out a finger before himself, and the butterfly, mistaking it for a branch, drifted down upon it to rest its wings. Had the scene stopped there, it would have been a picturesque moment.
All that comes in contact with me loses its life. My skin, the breath I exhale, my flesh and blood is poison to all life.
Oof.
But the butterfly's movements began to slow. It spread its wings in one last futile attempt to fight gravity. Then, without warning, it shriveled up into a dry husk.
Oof. Ouch.
Sorry.
It's dead. And dried up and lifeless. It's been dead for days. It's like his finger drained the life out of it. Is this his curse? Is that even possible? But I saw it with my own eyes. If this is his curse, well, it explains much.
Oh. Sănătate. Bless you. Ah.
Still recovering, Ashley?
Oh, apparently that was...
Make sure you drink water.
Apparently
Her brother.
yeah.
Gotcha.
There are more than just insect and animal corpses buried here too.
Mm-hmm.
Servants that came to visit me long ago.
Are here beneath the ground, and there are very feet.
That's why the servant leaves before I open the door. Should he touch me, should he get near me, his very life is in danger. No one is interested enough in seeing me to take that risk. No one will have anything to do with me. Nary a soul even wishes to see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Now you understand what I meant when I said I would eventually kill you.
So that's why you have never once touched me. When I knocked the books down in the library, you didn't offer your hand to help me out. And only one of us ever made contact with the box at the entrance at the time. and I offered to help you carry it. You refused. Because you didn't want your finger to accidentally brush against mine.
Okay. My actions were not out of concern for you. I simply dislike people.
Same though.
He tries to be a champ.
Others' interests mean nothing to me. What an odd face you're making.
Yes.
Do you not believe my curse is real?
No, I do. It is certainly irrational, inexplicable, unbelievable. But you've shown me more than enough evidence. And I don't believe you're lying to me right now either.
In which case, you now understand how dangerous it is to be near me. You said that if you left, you would be killed. But it's been some time since then. If you're careful to cover your tracks, you could make your escape. You do not belong here.
He was telling the truth about being cursed. A cruel burden to have to bear. Can't imagine just how much he's given up on. How many lives he's not warrantably taken. And how he must have felt every time it happened. How much pain that loneliness must have given him. How much despair he must carry in his heart. Much sorrow must be weighing down on him. So, no. I will not leave. I'll stay here with you.
Leave this place.
No, I will not.
She kind of reminds me of character AI yandere girls in a way. You tell them, hey, leave me alone.
She's like, no, I will not. Yeah.
Why do you insist on... Yeah. Why do you insist on remaining in this house after learning what I can do?
Is she gonna confess or something?
Who knows at this point? I mean, I assume he's probably a bit on the older side for her. But then again, we are talking about the Middle Ages, so God knows how many... How the age of consent back then worked.
We probably didn't.
I mean, Romeo and Juliet. Juliet was like 16. Romeo was 22.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, but
I believe he's also immortal at this point.
Yeah.
Oh no, because people are still sending stuff to him, so he can't be that much. He couldn't be immortal if his parents are sending him books.
I mean, family could also be uncles and
true.
nephews.
Why? So let's see. he's getting books every month, and he's got 100 books. He's
Yeah,
been in the mansion since
100.
12.
I mean, he
Well,
said he had hundreds. We don't know if exactly if it's 100, but let's say 100 divided by 12, 8 and 8.3 years. Let's
Yeah.
say 90,
And-
999 divided by 12, that's 83.25 years. So anywhere between 8 and 80 years, around that
And
range.
he could have been there from when he was a child to older,
Yeah,
too.
that's possible. It's possible since, 100 books, 12 months, it's possible. After work,
I mean,
12 books per year.
one book per month. So yeah.
Yes, 12 books a year.
Yeah.
And he has 100 books.
I mean, at least we don't know if we don't know if the girl can actually. I mean, when you say there must be
He said hundreds.
there must be
Yeah.
100 books at least here.
Yeah,
I mean, she's kind of guessing. It's not like she counted. It must be something
So-
like a lot of books. It could be 100. It could be a bit less. It could be it could be 1,000 for all we care.
yeah. So he's been
She's
here between 10 years and more.
yeah, I'd say so. I mean, if we were to take a if we were to ever take a gander again at the library scene, we could probably count all the books in the bookshelf, and it would probably be around 100 books per bookshelf, but there were more bookshelves in the background, so God knows how many.
So true.
Yeah. Why do you insist
Oh,
upon
so
remaining in
true.
this house after learning what I can do?
Oh wow. According to the wiki, Michelle appears in most of the games.
Well,
That's cool.
you have no reason to stay. Interesting.
Tell me then, why do you try to try me out? If you don't care for others, as you say. If you're not concerned about anyone else, then what does it matter what I do? What does it matter if I die to your curse? You're a very kind-hearted man. You've been watching out for me since the day I arrived. Doing whatever you can to not inadvertently kill me. To not afflict me with your curse.
No.
Here's what I think. No one capable of showing genuine care for others and honestly, truly dislike all people. I can't possibly be indifferent.
It's loading. There we go.
No. I.
And then we met before the stained glass window. You heard me out and listened to my plight. You didn't try to chase me out. That day, I thought you would to be a good person. And I still believe that.
I simply assumed you will leave on your own when it was safe. I never thought you would be so foolish as to want to stay in a house like this with a man like me.
How does that make me foolish?
Do you not value your life? Are you not afraid of death? Do you not find me unpleasant?
I think I fear most is loneliness. You're probably right that by now I could safely sneak away, get myself somewhere far from here. But even if I did, I would inevitably find myself in the same situation. The only way I can avoid that fate is to stay away from everyone. To live in solitude, with no one to talk to. I know you understand how that feels. It terrifies me. Afraid of having to spend the day after day with no one to talk to, no one to share my experiences, my thoughts, my feelings with. And that's what awaits me out there. But I want to live with you. I want you to be an essential part of my life.
Impossible.
Please, don't chase me out.
You are a cruel girl. Never again will I allow myself to get close to someone, only to watch them die. Never again. My mother was the first to die. It happened shortly after my birth.
Oof.
Next was my wet nurse. Two deaths could be considered a coincidence. But as the number rose, it became clear that I was cursed. And I was forbidden from making contact with anyone, even at home. Regardless, being in the same house, accidents will happen. Numerous people lost their lives. Attendants unfamiliar with me, or those who simply brushed up against me by mistake. I couldn't take it any longer.
So you choose to move here, this remote mansion, to keep yourself away from your family. You weren't imprisoned here. You elected to live alone, so you wouldn't hurt anyone.
For better or for worse, I was born into a noble house. So rather than abandon me, they've provided me the means to live out of sight.
I will be very careful. I will do everything I can to ensure no accidents occur. To keep you from being alone again. I will not for any reason touch you. You have my promise. Your curse takes the life of anything you touch. We've been here for a while, and death has not befallen me yet. As long as I do not touch you, there shouldn't be a problem. so. And I apologize if this is simply me reading too much into things, but I feel like we're two of a kind. I fear being utterly alone more than anything. And I think you understand just how scary that is. So,
Why are you so stubbornly insistent on it being me? I'm sure there's someone out there. Someone we are meant to be with. You may not have found them yet, but I believe someone like you eventually will. But unlike me, you still have the vigor to press forward.
it has to be you. I'm certain of it.
Why?
Because, well, yeah.
You can't tell me.
No, I can just,
You love him. Just tell.
please don't get upset with me. I think I really love you.
So, I got the message, and I may need to go to deal with something IRL.
Oh, no
so-
worries.
So I think
That's
this
fine.
is where I end. Unfortunately, sorry for the sudden. Was waiting
No
for the
worries.
past 5 minutes. I kind of felt like it was beginning to, you know,
What are you?
switch chapters or something like that in the
Yeah.
story. So
I was gonna also suggest ending a little bit early just because Ashley's kind of new to VN, so just reading for 3 hours might be
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah,
I mean
true, true.
we've done 2 and almost a half hour, so it's been pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saved. So we're
Yes.
good.
I guess the question is, you said that next week would be a no-go due to some
Not next week, it's the...
the other one after that.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so not the 18th, but the 25th. But I will be available on the 26th, I believe. It's a holiday, so I have no work, but
We can do that.
I'm not sure if family is doing stuff. So I'm also able to do it earlier in the day as well.
Well, for me it would be around 8 p.m. Or 9 p.m. Depending on Ashley. So
Is that your normal stream time?
8 p.m.
Mine is
is
usually 9 p.m. is usually my stream times. Since by 8 p.m. I'm eating food and then I'm preparing for half an hour to sit up for streams.
Tuesday I'd also be available.
Let's
Earlier in the day as well. So around your normal stream times. Ross.
we can try this we can try that Monday. Just give me a heads up when it would be Sunday or something like that, if you're capable, if you don't have prior engagements with your family.
Yeah, I'll check what they're currently in Europe right now. So
Okay.
They'll be back on the 19th, so hopefully you can just ask them.
Okay.
And then I'll just be at a convention that weekend, but should be back by the 26th.
Conventions.
Yeah, going to an anime convention.
It's
Oh.
also you guys get conventions.
Do you guys not have conventions?
Nah.
I mean, there are a few in Bucharest here and there, but not many.
Yeah, but that's about it. If you want to see a convention, you have to travel all the way to Bucharest.
Yeah,
To
I
see
mean,
one.
Yeah.
Ashley
Those
probably
are-
can drive a little less than me since I have to cross the mountain. I have to cross the
I
mountains.
don't even have a driving license.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I don't have a license.
Oh, what
We
can
have
we
to
do?
go. This convention we're going to is 2 hours.